houses are all reflecty. But in here, in this office where I am right now, it never gets any direct sunlight, and it is ice cold. It is so much colder than the rest of the house. The rest of the house is so much colder than the rest of the house. So what can I see? The first thing I can see is you. I can see you with your little eye, your big circular love seeing the blue boys, but it's so interesting that there's a girl gang. My little sapphic feral, there goes one, obviously came really close to the window. Little sapphic wrens, I think that's really delightful. Yeah, so it's really nice to see them hopping about. I don't remember what I was talking about before. Oh, the trees. So the trees on the mountain in the background, the rolling hills. There's a whole bunch of like eucalyptus and gum trees and stuff, but there's also in that hill line there's a bunch of, one second, on that tree, on the trees on that hill line, there's also a bunch of native pine trees, and you can see them kind of re-establishing back. There's a few larger ones, but there's a lot of young native pine trees which are localized to this area, and it's really nice to see them re-establishing in the wilderness as well. So that's really nice. There's a couple of closer trees on this side that I can see as well, but the same sort of landscape with the pines and the gums and the eucalyptus, and then just sort of at the bottom of that hill, but quite far back, is one of our neighbours, the only neighbour we can physically see from where we are. We have 3 neighbours which are closer. Technically, we have 3 neighbours that are technically much closer, but because of line of sight, we can't see the other 2 houses. So we've got a set of neighbours down the river down there. We've got a set of neighbours up the back here who have a big house, but we can't see it because of the rise of the land. And then we've got neighbours who don't have a house yet. They haven't built there yet, so no wonder we can't see them. But yeah, so there was one rise. So the house that we can see is they're called the Kellys. I'm allowed to say that, but the Kelly gang. I call them the Kelly gang. It's just a family of farmers, but the Kelly gang lives across the river from me. I do like to flex on that. If you don't know who the Kelly gang is, that was Ned Kelly. Ned Kelly was a bushranger, and the Kelly gang was the gang of bushrangers that hung out with Ned Kelly, and they were like fierce and rough and tough and took on the police and like held up places and stole money and notorious, and they would often run away and live because they were wanted criminals. They would live in the hillside, in the bush. They would live rough in the bush, and it's kind of a glorified anti-hero of Australia, this Ned Kelly. But yeah, so we've got the Kelly gang next up. Bit of a weird flex, but okay. Obviously not the Kelly gang, they don't exist anymore. They all got captured and killed, so that sucks. But yeah, so that's what I can see, and the sky is really blue. I don't know what's making that sound. Hopefully you can't hear it. Something computery. Someone's talking to me. But oh, here comes a whole bunch of little birds. Oh, there's a whole flock. Okay, I don't know what type of birds these are, but these are little sort of there was like, I don't know, 50 in the group. Here they come again. Oh, so they act like a school of fish when they all fly together. So they're a native as well. I think they were I want to say honey eater or nectar eater. I can't quite remember. Can't quite remember what kind of birds these are. And it's hard to ID them because they all move together so fast, and they're so fast, and they make like a twittering sound. They make like this twittering sound. And they're all quite high up, and they fly about in groups, and they just flew across and back. But I think they're a migratory native bird, which is why we don't see them all the time. But when they do come, they come So that's everything I can see outside. I'll just try and look around to see if I can see it now. No, I can't see it now. But earlier I did see, I can just see the edge of the giant pine tree near our house. That's cool. No, but I did see earlier today, just before I came in to film this, actually, I saw the eagles while I was having lunch. Eagles. I saw two, not one, but two soaring eagles, and they are wedge-tailed eagles, and they live around here. We can see their nest up the gorge, which is just so exciting. And I think it's August, about August to October is when they tend to nest. I can hear that little bird again. It's when they tend to nest, so we're hoping to go up there and try and get some captures of the eagles going into their nests, because there's quite a nice vista of this like big mountain with this eagle's nest, and it looks huge. Well, I mean, it is huge, but it's so far away, so it looks small, but it's actually really massive, huge nest. It's obviously been used for many years. But yeah, we're hoping to get some photographs of that this year, so fingers crossed we get to do that. But we saw the two soaring, there it was, the two soaring eagles circling each other, which was really nice. Earlier I didn't get any photos because my zoom camera lens was dead. The lens was fine, the actual camera itself was dead, the zoom camera was not to be used. It took one photo, very zoomed out of just a blue sky, got even see the eagle, and then just shut itself off. It was like, nah, I'm gonna have a nap instead. So I've got it charging just in case we see them again, and I need to take some wildlife photography. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring my vision back into the house of what's around me inside. So if I stand right here and look down just a little bit, I can see the camera, and you're standing on a tripod. The camera's on a big tripod, which is nice. But what I do need, and I've been saying this for a few videos now, is a microphone stand, so that when I stand up for videos, I don't have to stack my mic. So this mic, my very expensive Blue Yeti microphone, is currently stacked on 12 of my Kraken books. Kraken. I wrote a book of poetry. You might not be aware. I wrote a book of poetry. It's called Kraken, and you can get it on Amazon by Anna Spantopia. It is a book of poetry, and it is about my autism and my anxiety, and yeah. Dad's in the shed. Yeah, so it's about my journey. He's gonna start his car, isn't he? Dad's in the shed. He's gonna start his car. Anyway, Kraken. We'll just talk over the noises in the shed. I cannot. It might not be distracting you, but it is distracting me. I feel like the car hasn't started yet, otherwise I would have heard it. Oh, I can see my dad. He's gonna come and cut that thing off. That's gonna be funny. He doesn't know I'm here. So I can see my dad. He's setting up a little stool. That's really funny. So he's just cutting off the marshmallow stuff I was telling you about earlier. So that's gonna be quite loud. So he's standing on a little footstool and he's reaching up with just a kitchen knife. And Dad's got a hat on and his sunglasses. And a vest and a jumper and some pants, and that's all. I can see his phone in his pocket, but he's got to reach up above his head and sort of saw the stuff off. Now it is a game of what can you hear. Okay, he's stopped now, he's stepping down. He's picking up the whole thing. and now he's walking off to do the next one. So if you hear any more scratching sounds, Dad's obviously not going to the shop right now. He's going around the house cutting off the extra marshmallow fluff from the caps. Okay. So anyway, that's a little, like, you didn't see him, but it was a little cameo from my father. So inside I've got a little thing for the curtains. You can see the roll down curtain blinds, like the little, this, I just want to show you this one. You can just see that. And then we've got some pens on the desk in a little pen holder and some staples. The staple has some sticky small box of tissue. Pardon me, a small box of tissues. We've got a couple of folders just full of work stuff, and then we've got a big basket that's got some electrical things in it, like different cords and different headphones. And actually, I should try and use those headphones. And I don't know if they're wireless or plug-in ones, but anyway, I've got those there, which is all just mine and Mum's and just work stuff. I can see these flowers. They come up here and then down, and then plug in behind my laptop, which I can see just here. I can see the little sound bars as Audacity is recording everything that we're doing. And next to that, I have a little pot plant. It's a delightful pot plant. It looks like it's got these leaves that branch up, and then the pot plant itself, like the leaves on the plant, look like someone has come and drawn little leaves on the plant. So it's kind of like an artwork to me. I want to show you the pot plant. I know that this isn't everything you can see, it's everything I can see. But let me show you this pot plant. So it's a Calathea, but if you look at these, the pattern here looks like somebody in a dark green texture has come and tried to draw a little vine on each leaf, and they're purple underneath and green on top. So that's my little pot plant. Have a look at how it looks like it's drawn on, see? I think that's just absolutely wonderful. Let me know if you want a pot plant video, because I actually really like. Oh, and I had a vine growing out of it as well, but that's separate. That's different. Different type of plant. I just like to sometimes group my pot plants together, because in the wild, the plants all live together, and then when we isolate them inside, it's all by itself. I think they do better in company. Yes, I've got that little pot plant there, and then next to that I've got my little owl container, my little Theo Mark II that Christian made me out of resin. It's purple, and in that is my purple and black slug. Yeah, you heard that right, a slug. It's one of those ASMR stimmy slugs that makes that click 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 noise when you move it. And just in front of that is my mouse, which is kind of black with little lightning strikes, then the light comes up out of there. It's totally gamer, I'm cool. And then underneath that I've got my mouse pad, which has my star photography on it, which I think is really cool. Over here we also have a basket full of my knitting. Just a little bit of my knitting. I actually have 3 lots of knitting going at the moment, and I didn't even think it was a hobby I liked, but turns out. Okay, so then when you go along this way, a bit more along the wall, here's a big TV stand. It's just pressed up against the wall because we don't really use it. Wrapped around that is one of those plugs for the internet, which actually runs through the ceiling all the way over to where the NBN comes through. But I'm not using it, so it's wrapped around the TV stand for the moment. On the wall are some instructions for how to turn on and off your computer, basically. Because when we used to have a big computer out here, I should probably take that down. That would freeze quite often. It was quite bad, but it kept shutting down, and we kept not knowing the procedures, because you had to turn on different monitors first or something. I don't quite remember. But yeah, then next to my laptop is back down here on the desk next to my laptop. So the desk is sort of like a fake. It's like a plastic marble or something. It looks like it's supposed to be stone, but it's clearly not. And it's got little like flecks of like blue and stuff through it. It's not as pretty as it sounds. Anyway, on the desk, next to my laptop, we have a camera lens and a camera bag. My Wacom, which I really need to use. I haven't done anything creative. I guess this is creative. I've made ASMR. Other than ASMR, I haven't done anything creative in like over a month, and the last real creative thing I did was make a logo design for my friend. A logo design, it is creative, and I did have to draw and stuff, but I don't know, it didn't feel like a creative outlet. It just felt like, I don't know, I really enjoyed making it, but it wasn't art, it was design. I don't know. Anyway, I made that, which is fun, but so other than that, in the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks, even longer, I don't know, it's been on the bookcase, all sorts of things, and then there's a set of bunk beds behind me, and then we're back to the delightful flowers, and that literally, except for the actual physical walls, the 3 walls, 4 including the one behind me, that up there is a little vent for when the fire is going, but the fire's not going, so it's chilly. Yep, so that's literally all I can see. There's also a sticky note on the desk here, and my lens cap, and there's a sticker by Miriam Tilson with a little hand just on my laptop. There's a few scuff marks on the walls and scratches, a few screws holding in the... Oh wait, there's one more thing. So there's a little statue on the window that has like a little rock, like a little map, and it says on the keyboard of life, always keep one finger on the escape button. I got that for my mum, I don't know, when I was like 14, because I thought it was like so cool. And she's just put it in her office, I guess. That's cool. Yeah, so there's no more little birds, unfortunately. I haven't seen any little birds, but I'm glad we got some in when we did. Again, actually there is, I lied to you, there's one more thing I haven't mentioned. Oh, now I can't see it. Earlier, when I was talking about something else, I did spy a plane in the sky, or a little plane flying along with the fumes behind it. My S sounds are so loud sometimes. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think that is everything I can see. The camera does have like a neck strap that says Canon on it. I didn't mention the neck strap on the camera, but there's my window. I forgot a very important thing. I always block this out, but on the window itself, there are straight lines drawn on the window, like bars on the window. Not to make it look like we're in prison or anything, but just because if you don't have something on the windows, they become really reflective, and the Rosellas fly straight into the window thinking they can go straight through the house. Like they think that the reflection is actually a gap where they can fly through, and then they hit the window really hard. We've had this happen multiple times, but if you put something on the windows, like draw little patterns or something, but recently Dad's gone along with one of those paint textures, like they use in cafes for window art and stuff, and just drawn lines down each of the windows quite close together, just something there so that the Rosellas can see that they can't actually get through there because there's all these white lines stopping them, to break up the reflection so it doesn't look like they can go straight through the house. And it has worked extremely well. We haven't had any more birds hitting the windows yet, thank goodness, and it's rained a few times and it hasn't completely washed off. It's broken up in places, but it will need to be redone eventually, but it's been good for, I don't know, a month, probably a bit longer, maybe longer, so that's really good. Yeah, okay, that's gonna be it. That is everything I can see, and more. I hope that this was entertaining or relaxing, or maybe gave you a tinkle or two. If you are still here and you really enjoyed it, please subscribe, and check out my Patreon, and like this video. Leave me a comment, also. Do all the things, you know the rules, the rules, there are no rules, do whatever you want. The requests is what I meant to say, you know the requests, every YouTuber says it. I'm saying it now at the end of the video of this one because I feel like you're probably still awake. I feel like this isn't a video people fall asleep to. So yeah, please do all the things. Check out my book of poetry, Kraken, link in the doobly-doo. Alright, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry about the whistle in my S's. I am officially a mole now. There's a mole somewhere in my youth and childhood. There's a mole character that a whistle made me